Ricardo.
Yeah, we just decided to record this session because we did the webinar on AI applications in project management, and we didn't have, I would say, enough time to cover all the questions. So we did a selection here, and we'll do our best to answer and have all the questions answered. Okay. So Antonio, the first question I want to share is this one from Cyril. He said, congratulations to you. One of the heavy manual tasks is budget monitoring and control. Do you know an AI solution that address this pain point?
Thank you, Cyril, for the question. And I know, Cyril, to be honest, I've not seen yet. I've seen of Portfolio. Of course, it's a tool that helps with the planning, but monitoring the budget and adjusting forecast, I think that's a space I've not seen. Maybe, Ricardo, you've seen. I've not seen yet.
Yeah, I have not seen anything on that, but one of the manual tasks on inputting actual costs and this, I saw, because, for example, today there are, for example, video tools, recording tools that you can use, for example, if your project is a construction, if your project has a physical product, that you can appropriate cost based on the evolution. Imagine you are building a wall, and then the evolution of that brings you the budget automatically. But for software development and this, most of the time, these will come from your ERP solution. But it's a good idea, and I think it can be great if someone. But I'm pretty sure someone is already thinking on that. The next one, Taimur, is there any unified platform or standard in terms of data to be provided to such AI tools? I mean, there should be an orchestrator to interconnect multiple platforms and combine these different inputs. Antonio,
great question. There, as far as I know, no. But I think that's where Ricardo and I have been working on some solutions that will integrate the knowledge of all these tools. Not yet there, but I think there, as far as I know, again, business opportunity, there's nothing. But we have that in our plans. Ricardo, we can talk.
Yeah, sure. And Taimur, it's a great question. I think what is happening many times is that we are trying to manage what technology is evolving and our anxiety at the same time, because things are happening at the lightning speed. So as far as now, I'm saying that there is nothing on that. And this is not only in the project management field, but also in other fields. There is some specific applications, but there is no integrated application. Let's suppose that you can do photo, video, calculations, everything at one place. This is a big fight, and there is a big amount of players trying to do that. And we are trying in our way to do something related to that will keep you posted on the project management field, okay? The next one, this is super important. How safe is to use these tools with sensitive company info? Maybe you can start and I can follow.
I think I would not put safe confidential data on the tool. If you're doing a strategic project with confidential data, don't use it yet. I think use it for more other type of projects. I know some companies from HSI, for example, in the UK, they're using it for testing with the train. So they have AI for doing all the simulations with the high-speed trains. So there is some sensitivity, but it's their own software, so they're managing and controlling. If you're working externally, I would be careful.
Yeah, I have the same. Let me just try to help you here. First, all these free tools or beta tools that you are using, remember that any data you put on your prompt becomes proprietary to them, okay? They will use it to learn. So imagine that you put a complete sensitive information here. It may be released. We saw a problem with Samsung recently. On the second note, this is where the big fight. Many people ask me, why Microsoft invested in OpenAI? What is the rationale? And one of the key things is that Microsoft and several others are building enterprise solutions using the GPT-4, the model for private and enterprise information. So it will be very soon that companies will have this ChatGPT-like, with all ChatGPT knowledge. I would say that it's this public, plus your corporate knowledge. And these you will use with the safety of your network. I would say the safety of your server, the kind of information like you have on your email. Okay, this is something that we'll see in companies, like you have a server for your email, a server for your data. You will have this for GPT. This, for sure, it's one of the biggest enterprise business behind all this generative AI. Okay, so the next one. How do you expect existing tools like PlanView, Project, Recall will use AI-driven in more of partnership buyouts or creating their own version?
Great question, Benjamin. And I know well PlanView. I know Ricardo knows very well Microsoft Project. I think they are looking into this for sure. They have big data. I think one of the challenges from the tools, I know PPM tools, is that they've been built bottom up. So they start with timesheets, planning. And I think to build AI tools, you need a different approach. So I'm not sure how fast they can go. They want to go there. They have a lot of experience, but I don't know if they have the right structure. Maybe they need to scrap a lot of their functionalities to go where I think AI will go.
Yeah, I'm Antonio. I'm with you. One thing that Benjamin, I want to say, it's these are big players, okay, and they, for sure, absolutely, they are thinking on that, on what they will do. What I see, I think that there are some quick wins on them. They can incorporate, like Microsoft Office is doing today, pieces of AI into preparing a better slide deck, or preparing a better plan, or solving some kind of challenges. This I can see happening soon. But this disruptive generative AI that you will talk to Microsoft Project and then everything will appear, I think this is a little bit more challenging for them, because exactly what Antonio said, that they will have to, I would say, first, they will have to have a massive data of previous projects to do that, and the reliability. So this is where I would say some of the challenges will rely for them on that. Okay, but we'll have to see, because now everything, the market is shaken by all these initiatives. So we need to see what will happen. The next one. What role will AI do in the context of project teams? Will AI be considered a project team, even if it's artificial? Can it be an artificial human resource of a project? This is Josephine Turner question.
We had this discussion, and it's coming up in the PMI panel discussion. Ricardo, you remember?
Yes.
Somebody from Google and Terence, and how should AI just be a tool, or something that is going to evolve towards more like a robot, or even humanistic? And I think for the short term, we see it more like a tool, but maybe in 5-10 years, it's like a really an active player. And then you need to engage, you need to build trust. So I think we'll go through phases. Now it's primarily a tool to help us with automation of a lot of bureaucratic tasks in projects, help us to do better decisions. But this will evolve for sure, and maybe faster than what we think. Ricardo?
Yeah, no, that's what you said. It's perfect. I have just one comment. When you said 5 to 10 years, this is where my challenge is. I think if things evolve, it will evolve faster than 5 than 10 years. Okay, if something like that happens. I want Josephine to suggest you one thing. I mentioned this in my last newsletter. Watch a video of Nick Bostrom on Big Think, where he talks exactly about that. I would say AI becoming part of the human resource, like, the life, and they may have feelings, and that this is the video is quite disturbing, I would say, because it makes you think in AI in ways that we haven't thought before. If this happens, then it will be different. I don't know, but right now AI is a tool. Right now, okay, we need to see what will happen later. Okay, so the next one. What do you think about adding AI empathic capabilities to your project management activities, Didier?
Yeah, hi, and I know Didier as well, and we've been talking about neuroscience and AI, and I think it's going into that direction. It's linking what we just talked in the previous question, Didier. I think it will develop, and yeah, Ricardo was saying, maybe it's faster than what we think. So yeah, I think we answered that question, Didier. Definitely, we need to watch out.
Yes, absolutely. And what is important for me, it's on these, we can see on both sides. First, the use of AI to capture this empathetic capability. This is already in place. To use the AI to recognize if Ricardo is happy, is smiling, it's sad, it's I would say nervous, tense, whatever. This is happening now. But the AI having feelings, for example, you put something on ChatGPT and ChatGPT get offended with what you asked, then I think it takes a little bit more time to that, but it may happen, as we said before. Okay.
Great question, by the way, Ricardo. Wow.
Yeah. Let me go to the next one. How are these tools going to impact PMI ATP providing certification exam, mentoring, and this? Also from Josephine.
Hey, Josephine, hi again. I think so far I don't see a big impact. I think you see ChatGPT doing a lot of disruption in education, in universities, in students making papers, research with ChatGPT. So I think you cannot stop that. It's a tool for them, so we need to adapt. With Ricardo and I were in education, so we know that this is happening. So how can we adapt our teaching so that people use the tool, but they learn, and we need to see their own contribution. On the certification, I think for the time being, I think they're going to be quite relevant. I think I would say they're even more, because we need to find ways to assess people knowledge. And I think that's why Ricardo and I have been thinking of creating something around AI and project management too, because how do you know where people have the basis to perform, to drive projects with this technology? So I think maybe it will accelerate and it will become even more important. That's my
Yes.
kind of
Yes,
guess.
I agree completely. I think that the business and the certification will not change, but the content must change. Which kind of competence we will assess people? All this will change for sure. Okay, for sure. The next one from Tariq. How corporate data security will be managed? This is one of the key issues with ChatGPT, and one of the reasons companies block it. I think we already answered this one, Tariq. I think that we need to be very mindful of the open ChatGPT, of these public tools on sensitive data. And what I believe is that very soon, other solutions that will be enterprise solutions will be in place, like servers that you will do the same thing, but on an internal front, where your data will not become public. Okay. So we can. Do you have something to add?
No, good.
Okay. The other one. Yumata is searching project docs, but not thinking to risks not already called out in the docs. From Tariq, yes, you are completely right. Yumata is making sense and producing and helping me. For example, I write a text. I don't need to write the exact words that are in the text. I can ask, please, can you provide me some insights on the risks in the document? And then it transforms my question into an algorithm that searches and returns this in a language that I can understand, but it does not create additional risks. Okay, it does not do that. Then you need to have additional tools that will use a much larger database to do that. Okay. Now, Antonio, maybe you can take this from Yasmina. Ricardo, Antonio, a personal question. You have written several business, there's a missing B, books. Are you going to use some AI tools to write more books?
Jasmina, hi, nice to see you. And also thank you for joining our masterclass in July. You told me the other day, so great to have you there too. But definitely, yes, I'm going to use it for sure. You cannot copy paste. There's tools already in the market that publishers, HBR, GAO, all these people are using to check that you're not using ChatGPT as well. So there are tools to see whether your writings have been using it. Copy paste kind of thing. So I use it for inspiration, to get some ideas, to see and discuss and do research for me. But in the end, the writing comes from you. Ricardo?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm already using AI to do many things. For example, to make the language I'm writing better. For example, I'm not a native speaker, so sometimes I want to find what is the best word. These I use. For example, I use a tool called Grammarly. I use a tool called Killbot. They are both AI tools to help me to improve the writing. It's something like I put the the draft text and ask it to improve it for me in terms of language. But I do not intend to use this to create the idea, because this is completely different. Then I'm not the author anymore, right? If I ask them to create the idea for me, then it's ChatGPT or whatever ideas and not mine, okay? This is an important, Christina, question. Which functions are more open to elimination by AI? I would say in project management. Antonio, do you want to start?
I would say, Christina, yes. I think all what is support, like project support office. I think the part of reporting, not risk management. I think risk management, the role has to evolve. The basic risk management can be done. I think the PMOs are going to be heavily impacted. I think the role of the project manager, as we know, also has to evolve towards the soft skills, the stakeholders, the benefits. So I would say all of them, Christina, will be impacted, not eliminated.
Yeah. Christine, I have the same view, and I think that everything we do in project management will change in some way. So some of the work we currently do will be eliminated for sure. And this does not mean that we will become redundant, because this is why, for example, why Antonio and we are doing such a massive effort on educating people in AI, because we want to bring as many people as we can together in this journey. Because if your mind, Christina, is to stay in the past, saying, oh, look, I'm doing this, I'm preparing a report, I'm calculating critical path, every single day, then a machine will do that for you easily. But what we want is that you think ahead. So I see this. But anyway, this brings me also to Mario Sebok question that is very similar on that. He said, how we scale adaptability, seeing more than 1 billion jobs, almost 1/3 of all jobs are likely to be transformed by technology in the next decade. And Mario, I will continue saying, AI is something that we need to take extremely seriously, because, we don't know if it goes out of control. And sometimes I have the feeling that it's going, honestly. Now, I'm talking as a human being. People will be impacted. So what we need to do is, all of us in a leading position, we need to educate people. We need to train this adaptability muscle to relearn and do something different. Antonio?
I agree. I think we need to, I don't know what's going to be the number, if it's 1 billion or 500 million or maybe more, but we just cannot stop this wave. This is a wave that we need to choose to ride. And Ricardo and I think all participants to our webinars, the upcoming masterclass, I think these are people who recognize that something is happening, and you want to be upfront. You want to be taking the lead. Project managers have never taken the lead. We've been always followers and executors. And I think now the world is looking as project managers to lead transformation like sustainability, AI. So I think it's a great opportunity. I don't know the numbers, Mario, but it's happening. It will happen. So it's our choice whether we want to drive it or sit back or just wait and see or refuse. But I think that's not what we want to do here. We want to drive it. Ricardo and I and everybody who joins us, we want to drive it.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. The next one. What would be the roadmap for applying AI in project management?
Oof. Good question, Harit. I want to be honest. I don't know. I think I see where are the pain points. I think from my perspective, chasing data, making reports, all that part, if I could automate and reports being created live and on the spot and already with the colors and the actions and the issues I think that would be for me a big step. But if you look from implementation, we covered that in our article, Ricardo, you remember on HBR, we need to focus on data first. Data is the first step, right, Ricardo?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And look, when I was preparing and just copying from the Zoom link to here to put this on the screen, I was thinking about this question, and I think roadmap assumes that something it's a little bit more mature, right? What is happening today on this universe of AI is a little bit chaotic. Things are happening. And then what I believe is that in a couple of months, things will start to stabilize a little bit more. And we will see, I would say, a more clear roadmap on that. But we plan to discuss this on the masterclass. I would say, for example, what do you need to think on when you develop an AI or when you use AI? So what things you need to keep in your mind? And these are, I would say, it's I would say the seed of what a roadmap would be. But you should not expect, I would say, a PMBOK like for AI tomorrow or a Prince 2. Maybe that will no, this will not exist because AI will not need a roadmap. I don't know. So this is something we need to wait and see a little bit more. The next one. What are the top 2-3 AI applications to use in project management we should start using tomorrow? Alex, we already presented to you, but I would say, please open your ChatGPT account today and start using. Be curious about learning these tools and do not restrict your education to just project management. Try to learn other tools because these will help you to understand. And there are many of them that are super nice available for you. Antonio?
Agree. Start with ChatGPT. I think that's get friend with ChatGPT, and it's amazing.
And make tough questions there. I would say, look, don't restrict to project management. Start saying, have you tried, for example, saying, look, I don't know what I want to do this weekend. Can you suggest me things I can do weekend in Lisbon, for example? And try to see what will happen. And then try and maybe disagree with ChatGPT answers. Try to get used to what is the feeling of using it. Yeah, good. It's not the last. We still have one. Okay, David, what's better for project management, BART or ChatGPT? My friend, this is a tough question. BART was just updated last week, and it's improving. And this is a fight of titans, my friend. Don't think that ChatGPT is winning and BART will stay behind, because this is a very big dogs fight. So what I would say is use both. Use both. Okay, use both. I have ChatGPT, the paid account of ChatGPT, and I use BART. And I'm trying to get used to both. Okay. Do you have any comment, Antonio?
No,
on that?
Just for people who don't know, BART is the Google one.
Yeah, it's a Google one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and this is the last question, okay, from Matthias. I would love to have your take on the main approach differences between an AI project that is to build an AI solution.
Great question, Matthias. It's something that Ricardo and I, we talk. One thing is the tools AI. The other thing is implementing an AI project in your company. And we're going to cover that more in depth in the masterclass and
Yeah.
share, of course, if you don't join. So, but we want to make the distinction because it's also very, very different. It's a different thing. So we need to address that. Implementing AI in your company, it's another big disruption.
Yes, absolutely. And use AI to build a house is one thing. Building a new AI product, like for example, we are building the PMOto, it's a different thing. It's a different thing. So we need to see that, and there are a lot of considerations on that. Antonio and I, we are thinking a lot about that. Okay, so you will see things coming up soon, I hope, on that. Antonio, with that, we are done with our Q&A. I just want to finish this by inviting you to take a look on our AI-driven project management revolution masterclass. It's on July 5th and 12th. So two days, 4-hour day. Okay, we are doing in July, and it's a limit. You can check and register at pmairevolution.com. You hear more from us on that, and we are trying to do something really covering 6 different groups of content, talking exactly about what's coming, tools, how do we manage an AI, the challenges, ethical side, and we will do on the masterclass. It's not just Antonio and I talking. We'll join groups, we'll have breakout discussions, we'll have a homework between one week and another, so to see and really to empower ourselves in project management. Antonio, do you have any final words?
No, I want to thank everyone. I think this is a success thanks to all of you. We are so excited with the numbers that we see people joining our webinar, thousands of people. We didn't expect that. Masterclass is already, a lot of people have subscribed. So I'm very excited. Thank you everyone for being part of this movement. Thank you, Ricardo. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, my friend. Look, see you next time.
See you very soon.
Okay, I hope you enjoy the answers. And if you have not watched the full webinar, you can watch the webinar on the link below. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.